What up, people? What's going on? Welcome to another episode of the O.O.C. Bigger Ford and Roberto is in the house. What's up, Basil? How you doing? What's up, Mads Mama Bear? Thanks for popping in. Rough Girl as well. Thank you for
Hold up.
popping in as well.
There
Much
just now.
appreciated. What's that?
I said here just now. What's good, people?
What's good? What's good? Got to change the color because we're using the Chaos Central colors, and this is the O.O.C. off our motherfucking chest. What is up? How you doing, man? How was your week?
We got a big crowd tonight, I see.
Hopefully, hopefully it gets bigger. What
Yeah,
up,
they'll come
chill?
in. They'll
Hello.
come in. Hopefully, we have our regulars. What's up, Tony? What's up, Maz? What's up, Basal? And Chillmonger. And who's that? New one? Rough Girl?
Rough girl, yeah. Was on
What's up,
this.
Rough
Well,
Girl?
she's on my chaos stream. We didn't have it this week, but next week, rough girl, we will be back. Just Chris is on vacation or doing something. Danny wasn't feeling well, so yeah, man. Glad you guys could pop in. Much appreciated. You know how we do. We just
Much
chilling out
love.
here. I sent the message LBC if he was gonna come on, but I haven't heard back. So if he comes back, I'll send him the link, and it is what it is. If not, me and Roberto will hold down the show.
Maybe he thought Danny was coming true because it's every second weekend, it looks like. So the struggle continues.
Well, Danny's
Cheers,
been working a
everybody.
lot. Danny's been working a lot too, so I'm not sure if he'll actually be here tonight either. But it
What we
is what
got?
it
We
is. You
got
know what I mean?
shootings. What we got going on? What's he working hard
He
on?
lives he lives in South Carolina. You know there ain't no much shooting over there. You know what I mean?
Sorry, some of that spice around the glass is getting to him, brother. But what's he doing? Shaking hands, trying to make good with the people. Showing them that they're not all bad. Danny's trying to start a revolution of the good cop, and we respect you, Danny. Much love. We ain't touching the
and
popo tonight.
yeah, and we aren't.
At
And
least I don't
did we
think
touch?
so.
No, no, we ain't touching Popo tonight. And I don't think we touched Popo last week either, did we?
I think we did because I was talking about that Spike Lee movie.
Well, yeah, I mean, oh yeah, right. Yeah, so we
And we
did
couldn't
touch on it
really
a
we
little bit
couldn't
over
really
there.
come full blown about what we wanted to say about the popo because we couldn't reveal the ending and shit. So you know,
It is
we
what it is.
respect
Yeah,
you. We
we did.
respect you if you haven't seen it. We respect.
But just know that, maybe next week we'll be back to our regular topics, bashing the Popo. It is what it is. Jason Lee Tucker, what's up, man? How you doing? Hey,
Oh shit, we haven't seen him for a minute.
congrats on the subs, bro. I seen what you posted. Very nice. It's up to 1,700 there now. So anybody
What?
need any sub?
I haven't
Yeah, it's
even looked, but you know what? I'm just happy to be here every Wednesday. If only you guys knew. Let me just give you a little quick info news break right here. Um, my hockey got canceled because the arena closed down. We usually play Tuesday nights and Thursday nights for the past, I don't know, 15 years. And
hmm
hockey got switched to Wednesday and Sunday. Wednesday at 9:30. So I'm like, I don't think so. So just so you guys know, O.O.C. off our chest took president over hockey that I've been playing since I'm 4 years old. So if that's not enough love to my partner and our followers, then I don't know what else I could say. I just had to get that off my chest, man.
Hey, no worries. Enough respect because if you had told me, we could have probably changed it to like a Thursday or something
No,
else. You know what I mean?
no, no. You know what? This is just the way it is. It was put to the test. Which one does more for you? I look forward to this, man, because I know we're right around the corner from hitting that 100. So we got to
Yeah.
keep it going. Yeah, we got to keep it going. If we have to miss it, it's for good reason. I can't miss every Wednesday and then we switch it up and then people doing things on them nights and we don't have the same following. We built it up on this night, dog. So I just say we stay here and run it. Who
I
knows, man?
appreciate that.
You might see us on late night TV and shit.
Hopefully, it's for good shit, not some bad shit that we said. Like we go
I'm
viral
talking about
for
our
some
own
bullshit.
show, yo. Our own show.
Oh,
That's what I'm talking
if
about.
that, yeah, that would be fire as well.
Because
Jason Lee Tucker says, "Son won
go
their
ahead.
high school football game 44-12. Good job.
Respect, respect.
Congratulations to your son, man."
Enough shots in the sky.
And Chillmonger said, "The good old O.O.C. It's the best game you can name." Yeah, thank you, Chillmonger. We try. You know what I
Respect.
mean? We do. We do. We do what we do over here. Sometimes, it's a little rough, but we
Just
force
thinking
it. We
back
do it.
to our early days when we were really getting shit off our chest. You know what I mean? We were talking about
Hmm.
some stuff, black men crying and
Hmm.
how we were with our ego and all that. And Danny's like, man, you Canadians, man, you brothers up in Canada, man, you guys are revealing too much information. Well, the show wouldn't be real if we didn't just speak our piece and see, like I said, how many people are on the same wavelength as us. And that's how we came to get close with Flash and
Hmm.
Caleb and Mads and a few of you out there that we've grown to be, common with coming true now. So again, just reflecting and
Oh, 100%. That was the whole thing about it, was to like keep it real, you know what I mean? And do what we got to do over here. And I think we've talked about personal stuff and, I mean, poured
deep,
our hearts out to some of these people,
deep.
man. So, and it's always been love back and forth. So nothing but
Yeah.
respect to the
And
chat for
I
that.
think we even helped some people, if I'm not mistaken. We helped
Yeah,
some
I
people
think we have
who,
to.
who couldn't speak and thanked, my boy Anzo over here because he has all the followings. Me, I'm just up like I'm probably still at 99 and shit. But, you know, someone hailed him out and
It is
said,
what it
"Thank
is.
you, you guys really made me see that, it's better to talk and whatnot." I remember you told me, Anzo. I don't remember full fledged what it was, but it touched me, man. It really touched me because if we can help somebody that we're not even trying to help, we're doing something right, man. We're just
Facts,
speaking
100%.
our tribulations.
And Chill said, "Hello there. We're on the air. It's O.O.C. night tonight." That's right. Deej is in the house. What up, Deej? Thank you for popping in. Much appreciated. Washington, Pittsburgh, Tampa Bay won this week, and poor old Cowboys lost. Yeah, not only did they lost Dak Prescott, and I'm fucking vexed that I didn't pull the trigger on that trade of Roberto. But then again, the running back got taken out too, so it
Wait,
would have been
hold
a
on.
fucking.
No disrespect to my man Tuck, but why is Washington there? Who cares?
Oh fuck,
What?
Danny was
Who
messaging me.
cares?
He's like, "Oh, I hope Roberto is watching the game because Washington is winning tonight." And I was like, "Oh yeah, no,
I
I
I
don't think he
watched a
cares."
bit of the game and I'm like, yeah, whatever. You guys think get all happy now with this
Ryan
guy.
Krug.
Trust me. Trust me. The light will shine on him and then you're gonna be you'll be talking to me, Daddy. Why did we fucking get this guy? You'll see. You'll see. Just like I know the
Ryan,
Cowboys around December are gonna fall, I know Wentz is gonna fall soon.
absolutely. Ryan Kruger may do Secret Wars, so that'd be interesting. And Deej said the Bears. All right, guys, you know what we came in here. You didn't come in here to talk sports. You came here to talk some stuff with us, real
You can
life
talk
stuff. You know
whatever
what I
you
mean?
want, but sports ain't the main topic. But if it happens to come up, you have to get it off your chest. You had a bad loss last week, or you had a surprise victory. Like I told Anzo, he had no clue what his Pittsburgh Steelers looked like. He didn't watch nothing preseason. He didn't know who was starting. Wait, I won't go that far, but he didn't know a lot about his team. And I told him, Anzo, I pick your Steelers to win. I think Trubisky's going to do some shit over there. And I don't know if he watched his team play, but they
Of
look pretty
course,
darn good, Joe. They
of
look
course,
pretty
I did.
darn good until Watt went down, and then you start saying, "Uh oh."
Yeah, that was a big issue when Watt went
Yeah,
down, but
that's major. But we didn't come here to
mhm,
talk sports, like you said.
absolutely. We got a few topics on the night, and I think Roberto has a good topic, and my second topic will fill into that one. So we'll get into the first topic, which is something that I seen on, I think it was on Mad Max's stream. I seen it on his stream, and I was like, wait a minute, what the fuck is that? So if y'all know, right, Halle Berry is coming, gonna be the Little Mermaid. She's gonna be Little Mermaid, and there's a lot of people out there that are complaining and not liking it because, of course, the agenda, the race bending. Ariel is white, not black, right? So, it is what it is. The regular suspects are gonna complain about that shit. But what I seen, I was like, what the fuck is this? So I'm gonna play it for Roberto because I know he didn't see it, but I'm gonna share my screen. Can you see that, Roberto?
Yeah, yeah.
All right. So hold on. Let me full screen this. So somebody basically edited the video, right? And as you can see here on the bottom, that's the original from the trailer. And the top part is they changed her white. So let's check this out. It's a small clip, right? It's only a few seconds. See, that's it, right? So they only took a portion of the video because if you watch the trailer, they don't show her too much in the trailer, but someone took the piece that they showed and changed her white. What do you think about that, Roberto?
Who did that?
I have
People
no
in
idea.
Hollywood or some
No,
guy in
no.
at home who has some software and wants to start some shit?
Some guy in a home.
Well,
Chillmonger said Little Mermaid for a year, white Ariel is still standard. Okay, we'll get back to that, Chill. Go ahead, Roberto.
for me, like you said last week, we question everything. If it's real, if it's fake, if it's propaganda, what's the purpose of it? Um, if I was chilling with the boys and someone came up and said, "Yo, did you hear that Black Ariel movie? They made her white." I'd be like, "Man, I don't give a shit." Who gives a shit? It's not going to change my day. I mean, is it going to empower them? Is it going to cause some ripple effect? What's going to happen from this? Oh, it's just something to argue about. Okay, you could go argue by yourself and go about your day. Because in all honesty, I don't know where the source is, and if it's just there to fucking give us content to argue about, that is irrelevant.
Mm-hmm.
We knew the actual character is white. If they want
Mm-hmm.
to make a black version and some people can't handle it, well, duh, it's expected. Not everybody's going to say, yeah, let's go for it. Let's change. Everything's happening. Let's add a new letter to the big LGBTQ something else. You know what I mean? Let's
Mm-hmm.
move that momentum on. Everything is okay. Everything's good now. Doesn't apply to certain people. I'm not going to mention who because we don't want it to be repetitive every show. But you know what I'm talking about, Anzo.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
It's just there
And
to fucking cause or somebody's trying to
division.
spark up shit.
Exactly what it is. But there's a lot of people out there that are not liking it, right?
Mhm.
And that's the main reason why they're not liking it. And I'm going to tell you this straight up. I personally have no issues with it. Like I said, I don't care about race bending. That doesn't bother me. But when I heard her voice, I was like, that's why she got the role. That's exactly why she got the role. This fucking girl can sing. And if you
Mhm.
watch the cartoon of The Little Mermaid, you know she has to be able to sing. And she can freaking sing, bro. Like, unbelievably sing. Like, when
So
I
she's
heard one of,
singing the background for an animated Little Mermaid, or this is a live
no,
character?
they're doing a live action one, but they made her black. So because they made her black, people are complaining. Now Chillmonger was like, okay, mermaid for a year, and then you get the white Ariel, which is the standard. I'm okay with that, right? I'm okay with someone, doing their own vision and be like, hey, I want to get the best person for this role, whether she's black, white, Asian, or whatever color.
Thank you
And
very much.
I
Isn't
believe
that how it used
honestly,
to
that's
be?
what they
Isn't
did.
that how it used to be, Anso?
Yes, that's how it should be.
Even in school, you're trying to get a role in the fucking play you're doing in English school, English class, and you want the lead role. It's whoever plays it the best, whoever does it the best. And then you'll find
Mhm.
another role to do. But it's not because I'm black, I got it, or I'm black, I didn't get it. It's just I didn't perform well. What
Mhm.
happened to that?
But you see, the thing about it is everybody talks about this agenda in Hollywood, right? And I'm not saying there isn't one, because
We know
sometimes
where it is.
you can blatantly see it. You know what
Yeah,
I mean? Like
yeah.
there's
You can't
sometimes you
call
can
racist
go
all the
ahead.
time. No, I'm
Right.
just adding in on what you're saying.
No, I agree with you 100 times. Sometimes you can watch a movie and you can see it like right away, and you're like, yeah, this is some pandering or this is some racism stuff or race bending stuff, and you know what I mean. But for me personally, like if you want to make her black for a movie, a two, like let's say the movie does good and they decide to do a part two to it, right? I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that because either way, I think she got it because she was the best person for the job. Like I said, I heard her voice and it was unbelievable, bro. She sang a song that almost had me in tears, and she has a sister that sings just as good. So I have no issues with that. Deej said it's a dude using an AI program just to get clicks and talks.
You know
Like
what I
most
mean?
idiots not worth talking about or giving them
That's what
airspace.
that's what I'm saying, Deej. Exactly that.
Well, I'm doing it because I wanted to bring it up because I didn't like it. You know what I mean? And for me, this just goes to all the lines of the George Floyd joke. You know what I mean? The
That's a
people
different
that
story.
no, it
That's a
is.
different.
It's a totally different story, but
Not to
it's
bash
along
what you're
the
saying, though. I feel what you're
no.
saying.
But I'm saying the hate that people are giving it is
Hmm.
along the same lines, right?
Hmm.
They're not hating it because you barely see anything of the movie. Now, I heard people say they didn't like the trailer, and that was fine. None of them said they didn't like the trailer because Ariel was black. They just said the trailer was underwhelming, and I'm okay with that, right? If you find the trailer underwhelming, I'm
You're
fine with
entitled
that.
to your opinion.
But right, but there's a lot of people out there that are just hating it because of the race bend. And it's unbelievable that grown ass men, 40-year-old men, or whatever age you are, 30 and up, are complaining about a fucking kids movie, right? A movie that is not even for us. The Little Mermaid is not for us. It's for the kids, right? And I want to show this video real quick too of this streamer. I don't know who he is. I never really spoke to him, seen him before, but I seen this on the video, and his name is Sean O'Rourke, right? So I just wanted to play this video real quick. It's a little short video, but to me, he explains it all. Like really and truly explains it all. So let me bring up the video and turn on the sound so you guys can hear it, and I'll play a 3-minute
We are
video.
back, and I watched the teaser trailer for The Little Mermaid live action CGI, and I enjoyed it. But the litmus test was my daughter, who will be 3 years old in November, and I sat her down without any setup, and I played the trailer for her, and she watched it, and her eyes just was wide, and watching the ocean wave, and then watching things, and then as soon as she saw what appeared to be a mermaid, she goes, "That's a mermaid." And I said, "Okay, let it go, let it go, let it go." And then as soon as Halle Bailey started to sing, my daughter just started to sing with her, looked at me and said, "Dada, that's Ariel." And that right there made me believe all children just see the character.
Facts.
Children are colorblind. It's the adults that teach the negative and the race swapping and the complaining. But the
Facts.
children are going to love this.
Facts.
I can't wait to see it. I can't wait to bring my daughter to see it because by then she'll be about 3.5, and it's exciting. It's really exciting, and to see my daughter, she does these things where we show her all the animated versions of things first before we show her the CGI live action. And so when we showed her Beauty and the Beast, and then we showed her the new Beauty and the Beast, she, when she asks us to play it on Disney Plus, she'll say, "I want to watch New Belle." And we know, okay, New Belle, that's, she wants the live action Beauty and the Beast. Or she'll say New Aladdin, which is the Will Smith version. So she understands that there's a difference between them both, and she just wants the new, the new. She loves the cartoons, but then goes, "I want the new." And so I've since shown her the trailer for The Little Mermaid multiple times now, and now all she says is "New Mermaid, new Ariel, new, 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 new." It's new, it's exciting, and it's, look, I am just so happy as a father, that her visceral reaction was just of what a child would say and do and embrace and love. And there's so much hate going on YouTube about this new Little Mermaid thing, and
Mm-hmm.
it's garbage, man, because it's
Facts.
the children that will embrace this thing, and they don't see race swapping. They don't see that. They didn't. My daughter didn't see it when she watched Will Smith as Aladdin. She didn't see
Facts.
it. It's just the genie. And that's the beauty of children. What did you guys think? Did you like?
So we'll stop that there. And I'm going to go even a little further, right? Because when I was growing up, it was never white Superman, right? I never said, oh, look, it's white Superman. It's Superman. I didn't care about the color of his skin. And I don't care about the color of their skin now. And I'm also going to show you how fucking hypocritical these fuckers are. So people in the chat, let me know if you guys watch The Boys. Put a 1 in the chat if you watch The Boys. And then put a 1 and a 2 if you watch The Boys and you've read the comics. All right? I'll wait because I got a point that I want to get to, and I want to show the hypocrisy of it, right?
There's
Because
something
I know
about that show, The Boys, that sends some messages, huh? Because I got a message from that show too.
But I know a lot of people like The Boys, right? A lot of people like The Boys, right? A lot of people like it. I love the show. The show is amazing, right? But there is a race bend in The Boys, and
it's done on purpose, Nzo. It's done on purpose.
But nobody talks about it, Roberto. And you know what? I'm gonna show you why.
You know why? You know why? I think no one talks about it.
Why?
Okay, because it's real. It's not superficial. It's not dramatized. There's messages in there that I'm sure people aren't getting.
Yeah.
Just fixated on the whole.
There's some people that have caught the message.
I said some people. Some people aren't getting.
But that's not the reason why. I'm gonna show you the reason why nobody says shit about it. See that picture? See that picture right in the right corner with the Deep and the 2 comic book illustrations on the side? The Deep was black in the fucking comics. They turned him white in the show. Why doesn't anybody complain about that agenda? Why doesn't anybody complain about that race bend? Why? Because it's okay when it's the other way around, right? But when it's with us, there's a problem. There's an agenda with it. No one's saying shit. You can clearly see in the fucking picture that it's a black man behind that mask.
That's the real Deep?
That the one in the middle is the one from the show, and the ones on the side is the ones from the comics.
What the fuck's he? Why is he wearing a scuba suit? Isn't he gifted?
He always, for some reason, because I don't really read the comics, so he always looks like that in the comics. But it's that comic book shit, right? Where they always have that suit on or whatever.
I don't know much about this character.
Well, yes, especially if you watch the show, you know about him in the show, right? That's what I know about him, but I don't know about him in the comics. But that's my point, though. There's nobody. You can go on YouTube and you can go and fucking search The Boys, right? You will see a ton of videos. There is not one fucking video of anybody talking about that race bend.
Why don't you do it?
I'm doing it now. I'm doing it now. This is exactly it. I'm doing it now. This is my problem, right? It's okay when it's that way. And we, as black people, don't even have a lot of characters on screen as white people do.
That's why it became so common to just accept that all the heroes were white, because it's always been that way. If there was a black hero, he was a very little fucking guest appearance.
But then you want to give us a shine, right? And then say, oh, race bending, and this is that, and this is that, and this is that. But look at that.
But let me ask you this question, also.
Hold on 1 second before you ask. Chillmonger said, I'm doing it now. Yeah, Chillmonger, but I know you've read The Boys comics, so I know you knew this. And if you're only bringing it up now, why? Because people don't care, right? You could say it's a secondary character, but if that's the case, then people wouldn't have complained about the race bend with Jim Gordon, who was a secondary character. It's the same thing. Go ahead, Roberto. Ask your question. Or did you forget it?
Give me a minute.
I'm sorry. What up, Triple X? How you doing? He said, I don't remember much uproar, though, when Fury being black, though. Very little, if I remember. In fact, you know why, Deej? Because they changed him black in the comic first, right? Before they ever turned him black into real life, they changed him black in the comics first. So it wasn't really a race band because they had already changed them black. That's why you didn't hear much about it. But Michael Clark Duncan, right? There was no internet around, so you didn't hear much about that. But if you ask people today, they're like, "Oh yeah, Michael Clark Duncan, race band, right?" But back then, no one cared. That's my point. Back then, nobody cared. I didn't care.
I
Go
got it.
ahead. Go
Got
ahead.
it. Now, like I said previously, growing up, it was so common and natural not to question why there isn't any black superheroes because I don't recall ever seeing any. It was only if I read a comic book that wasn't DC or something along those lines. Honestly, when
Mm-hmm.
I was young, I didn't see them.
Mm-hmm.
So, what is to stop me, if I had the penmanship, to create my own Superman and my own villains similar to what, other people are watching, but the black perspective?
Mm-hmm.
Could I be sued?
Depends on how similar you did. Yes.
Well, I have someone who's as strong as Superman. He's got all the power.
You see, the power, I don't think so. But like, let's say he's from a small town or an
No, no,
orphan,
fuck
or
all
you
that.
you,
He doesn't
you,
work
you
for a
take what.
paper. None of that narrative, but he has the same powers as Superman. He could do the same things as Superman. And then
No,
you
yeah,
have
you could do
someone
that.
like Flash. And I see they have that on the boys with what's his name.
Yeah, you could do that because even Marvel and DC have went back and forth with characters, right? Like
So why
Marvel
hasn't
will
someone
create a
done it?
character in DC. They do it. There's a lot of them out there. They're just not getting the shine, right? And
This is
again,
it.
they're not getting the shine, right? I remember a few years ago I was watching. It was one of those fandom shows, right? And they talked about this whole black comic book that they had at the beginning of the show, right? They talked about the black comic books. I can't remember what the names of them are right now. They talked about how they're going to do an animation for them after they were done, right? And the show was done. Everybody talked about everything else but that. Go on YouTube and talk about. They talked about everything else they seen about that, but not one fucking person really. I think maybe K-Dots did, but other than that, nobody talked about that comic book stuff that they were doing. Nobody. Maybe Chill. I don't know if he did or not. He could have done it too because he's a comic book guy. So he'll do a lot of streams about comic books or whatever. So maybe he did it as well. I don't remember seeing the video. I remember specifically hearing K Dot talk about it for a bit on his stream. But then everybody went on to everything else, right? It's because they don't care, right? Those things are not, it's not, that's why they don't. I know people are going to say, oh, Black Panther. But the reason why they don't make enough of these movies is because they are not sure that they are going to be profitable yet. That's the problem. And I always bring it back to like the 80s and 90s, right? When we were getting don't be, not don't be menace. Shit, Menace to Society, Milestone Comics. Thank you, Tony. When we were getting Menace to Society, Boys in the Hood, Jersey Drive, all those other black movies, right? The reason why we were getting them is because they were cheap to make and they were making profits. The minute those profits stopped, the minute those movies stopped making money, black movies became far and between. But back then, you were getting one every 2 months, every 2 months, right? And that's the thing. It's about money, right? And they figure, well, if we're not going to take the risk, and I get it, they can take a risk, they could do it. There's a lot of these companies out there that if they really wanted to, they could take the risk, but they realize that it might not be profitable for them. So what they'll do is they'll take a established IP and race bend it and say, "Here, this is it," right? And I'm just like I'm at the point where all this hate and all the stuff that people say about it, like, fuck it, race bend them all. Give me a black fucking Justice League movie. I've said it before. Make Batman black, make Superman black, make fucking Wonder Woman black. I don't care anymore because if it's gonna fucking irk these people, like certain people, then irk them.
Let it be.
You know what I mean? Let it be. I'm good with it. I don't mind. But that's the thing I'm saying. It's like The complaining and the arguing. I've always said I never cared about race bending, but the complaining, the arguing, the bitching that I hear every fucking day on YouTube about it just has me saying, you know what? Fuck it. Fuck it. If you want to do it, do it. And I'm going to support it. There's a lot of people out there fucking disrespecting, or well, not really disrespecting, but they're talking about this new movie that's coming on, which is The Woman King, saying it says based on a true story, but it's not too accurate. Well, first off, if you know something that says based on a true story, there's always going to be liberties taken into it. Nothing that you see, even documentaries, are 100% accurate to the facts. Nothing. They're not, right? If it's a documentary, you're getting one perspective, one side of the story. You're not getting the other side of the story. Some of them do it, right? And they try to do it in a way where they try to be biased, but they still do it in a way where they want people to follow their side instead of the other side, right? So at the end of the day, nothing is ever going to be completely accurate. But, it's a all black cast. Looks fire to me. I'm gonna go see it. Comes out tomorrow. I was gonna think about going to see it. Comes out Friday. I was thinking about going to see it on Friday, but
I'm gonna go see it
uh,
too at the VIP.
yeah, fucking right. You're damn right. I'm gonna support it.
I'm gonna
Chill
lay
said,
back in my recliner chair, put my hand up, say, "Excuse me, I'm ready to order." I'm gonna enjoy that fucking movie.
you know what? I never been to the VIP yet, but I definitely
Hanzo,
gotta go there.
I'm
Yeah, I know it's
telling you,
fire.
it's not necessarily. Look, you got to look at yourself. You know, you said, "Man, I love to go to the movies and just fucking, chill."
Hmm.
They took that concept to the next level.
Yeah, I know. You can get alcohol. They bring it to your seat and everything. Yeah,
Yep.
I know.
And the food they're bringing you is not that microwave McCain shit. They're bringing you nice shit, man. Like, I really enjoyed their fucking burger.
Mm.
I'm looking forward to going to see the that King movie just now at the VIP. You know where it is, huh?
Where?
The old forum.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, by
downtown.
Atwater. Yeah, down.
Oh,
You go downstairs. You walk
yeah.
in there. It's funny, man. You see the cinema in front of you. I'm there with the wife. I'm looking around. I wonder where this people. Oh, what's that down there? Yes, sir. Yeah, VIP. You go right downstairs. Go downstairs. They greet you there. Tell you the rules. You could order here, food, shoot pool, wait for your movie, or you can
Mm.
go inside and order your food. And you
Yep.
have a chair for you and your partner. Nothing in between you. It's safe, man. And the next chair is like two chairs over for the next group. You know.
Hmm. Chillmonger said, "You can't be driven by hate. Ignore the monsters. Want permanent solutions." Yeah, um, I try to ignore the hate as much as I can, but I can't because it's too loud. And until we get permanent solutions, I'm willing to accept what they're giving us because black people are getting roles in movies and they're getting a chance to shine. So Halle Berry may kill this role and she may get other roles connected to that because of what happened with this movie. I'm okay with it, right? A lot of these actors out there have played in roles or done shit in movies that they probably wouldn't agree with. Will Smith's first movie was 6 Degrees of Separation, where he played a gay man, right? And it blew him up. So maybe this movie blows up Ariel. Sorry, Halle Berry. And if it does, good for her. But I'm at the same time where I'm at the point where I'm just like, listen, I'm gonna enjoy it. I won't go see it. I ain't gonna go pay to go see it. You know what I mean? If I had a little daughter, then I'd possibly take her to go see it. Absolutely, 100%. But I don't. So I'll wait till it comes on streaming service or Onzo Vision, I
What's
want a
up, kid?
live action version. Oh yeah, shit. What up, K Dot? How you doing? I want a live action version of that Brazilian Wonder Woman they made a few years back for obviously reasons. That would be fire. But I would have to question what kind of suit they put her in. Cause those Brazilians got that back, bro. And
Yeah.
you know what I mean? So they would have to put her in something where or maybe they get one with not such a big booty, but yeah. What do you think of What do you think of Roberto's video on Little Mermaid? I think she looks cute as Ariel. Are you asking what Roberto thinks about the video? Hey, Halle Berry's fine. I ain't even
Hmm.
gonna lie. She's fine, and her sister is
Well, I
even
heard
better.
Halle Berry. I thought it was the other Halle Berry.
No, 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 no. This is a different Halle Berry. Cause yeah, different Halle Berry. What up, K-Dots? The big complaints is the tribe and the woman king were notorious slave traders, but I think Grace Randolph said they actually addressed that in the film. I don't know if they do or not. Yeah, Mads, I'll check it in a second. I don't know if they did or not, but I'm gonna go watch the series. But yeah, okay, that's fine. You know what I mean? Like if that's the case, then that's the case. But if they don't address it, I'm just going for the movie for what it looks like it's gonna be. I'm not going in there for education. If you want education and you want to learn about, I think they're called the Dahomey tribe. If you want to learn about them, you read a book. You don't go watch a movie to fucking learn about history of a tribe. Or of anything. You don't do it, no matter what it is. There's always going to be liberties in those movies. There are times where, and I can't remember which movies, but when they came out and said based on a true story, you talk to the person who, like, was the main character of the story or whatever, or who the movie was based on, they'll say, yeah, that was true. That was taken out of context. You know what I mean? So they do it all the time. The fucking TV show, and it just popped into my head. The Goldbergs, right? In real life, the dude has a brother, not a sister, right? He has two brothers, but in the show, they gave him a sister, right? And that's pretty much based on his life, except that they have a sister instead of another brother in the show. Willing to accept what they're giving us. This is terrible. It delays Disney's next Black movie. No, it doesn't. You know why it doesn't? Because it when they see that is profitable, when they see that a black lead is profitable, if Woman King does good, we will see more of the black movies. I
It's
promise
gonna
you
do
that.
good.
If it does good, you'll start seeing a plethora of black movies now because they'll know they can make a profit of it. So no, it doesn't delay it. It doesn't delay it. All these things that they're doing are tests, right? Let me check that DMs real quick. Dot, what up? Anzo, her sister is cake. Yeah, I know, Tony. Absolutely, 100%. The Woman King is at 98% on Rotten Tomatoes, like that. Yeah, that's the critic score though. I don't know what if the audience score is up there yet, but the critic score is 98% on Rotten Tomatoes. And to be honest with you, I don't really follow the critic stores whatsoever. Halle Berry, yeah. Because it takes resources, the limited resources that go to black projects. Um, yeah, that's right. I don't know what you said that's right about, but hold on, let me check this DMs real quick. See what Mads is sending me. Here's the first. I think she sent me. Hold on, let me put it on.
Was a video.
Yeah, yeah, it's a video. Stop sharing that. All I'm saying is, and I'll say this again about the sister. Oh, about the sister in the Goldbergs. Yeah, exactly. And all I'm saying is, at the end of the day, I want these people to keep the same energy, right? If they take a black person and turn them white, I want that same energy, but they're not giving it, right? No one talks about the boys. Everybody loves the boys. The boys perfect. Boys is a great show. No one talks about the race bend in it, but they don't care about anything else about the Little Mermaid or anything black, whether it's House of Dragons, whether it's Rings of Power. They don't care about anything else. All they care about is the fact that there's black people in it, and that's fucking annoying. That's the shit that bothers me so much. I remember all the backlash that people were giving House of Dragons before it came out because one of the guys was black. But now they watch the show and everybody loves it. Oh, it's great, it's great. There's no more talk about it, right? There's no more talk about it. You don't hear people talking about House of Dragons and the Race Band. They talk about the Lord of the Rings and the Race Band because it's garbage, because they don't like the show. But House of Dragons, no one talks about that. It's garbage. So let me see what Matt set up here. So that's Halle Berry, Roberto.
Okay. Yeah, I know.
That's yeah, that's what she looks like.
Wish I could be the
What a
new track
voice.
from Little
Mermaid is
Fucking
generating
amazing.
extraordinary reaction, especially among Black girls.
Oh, she's black! Oh, that's a black mermaid. She's like me.
Right.
That's so
Watching a
beautiful,
cherished
man.
fairy tale character
You know what I'm
who looks
saying?
just like them. 22-year-old actress Halle Bailey stars as Ariel in Disney's new live-action film.
You see,
And she
they didn't
looks
say it's a
nothing
black
like the animated
Ariel.
Little
They
Mermaid
said
with
it's a
red
black
hair from the
mermaid.
original
Just to see a
1989
mermaid black
classic.
is giving them that excitement. You can give that mermaid any fucking name, it wouldn't matter. It's
Parents have been
because she's
posting
black.
these charming videos to social media, many saying how
That's what
important
gives
it
me
is
that
that their
joy to say
daughters
this,
see
man.
themselves
Wow.
reflected on the big screen. An extraordinary 104 million people have viewed the sneak peek. But apparently not everyone is happy to
Of
see a black
course not.
Little Mermaid. Hard to believe, but the trailer has received more than 1.5 million dislikes on YouTube. Then
That's
there are the
crazy.
ugly, racist tweets.
That's what we
Facts.
The
live
Little
by.
Mermaid is white, not black.
What people have to understand is that this is a beautiful opportunity for
Yeah, I'm not gonna play all that because I'm gonna probably have to fucking clip it out anyways, you know. So, Jill said, let me go here. Hold on, where was I? The Woman King is Disney. I don't know. I'm not sure. No, Universal. Okay. No, the Woman King is Sony. Hanzo facts. They always got smoke for black character, but ignore the gender bending. Yeah, when it's the other way around, they ignore it completely. They don't care about that. That's why I support it. That's so sweet. Record the girls when they go to Disney World and they get greeted by the old Little Mermaid. Who cares? The fact that they get to see that then and there is perfect for me. I don't care. Did you see the smile on those kids' face? It's about the kids. It's not about us. It's about the kids. And if that brings joy to little black girls, then why complain about it? Like, why complain? They
You
do
want
it
me to
for
give you the adult version of what we witnessed?
Go ahead.
When Obama got elected,
Facts.
we were happy to see a black man as president. Not like he was going to change anything, but we were just happy to see a black man made it there.
Facts. 100%. You know what I mean? 100%. And then a lot of people said, well, they could have made the Princess and the Frog and made her black, made a black woman there, right? They could have, but the Princess and the Frog didn't make us half as much money as fucking Little Mermaid did. Not even close. Not even close. Let's go look at the Little Mermaid's box office, all right? How much money that made. L-I-T-T. The Little Mermaid box office. Check. Let's see the box office here. Little Mermaid box office was 235 million USD. Wow, I thought it made a lot more than that. Interesting. And what did the Princess and the Frog make? I thought Little Mermaid would have made more money than that. Oh, it looks like the Princess and the Frog made more money than the Little Mermaid. Is that possible? No. Okay, wrong one. Hold on. There we go.
Never even heard of Princess and the Frog.
You never heard of it?
No.
Budget, box office.
Obviously, she kisses him and he turns into a prince, right?
Oh no, I never seen it.
No, but the storyline.
Yeah, probably. Yeah. So Princess and the Frog did actually make 271 million. That's interesting. And the Little Mermaid made 235 million, but the Little Mermaid came out in 1989. Okay. Princess and the Frog came out in 2009. So right then and there is the reason why Princess and the Frog made more. If you go with inflation, then I'm pretty sure the Little Mermaid made more than that. Because it results in heartbreaks and realization that it was temporary. No, it doesn't. Kids are smart enough to know Kids are smart enough to know that there's two Ariels. There's one in the movie that's black, and there's one in the cartoon that's white. Kids are smart enough to know that, and people don't seem to realize there's only one black princess. There's 1 billion white princess. Exactly, Triple X. Presidents are 8 years only. Tatiana is forever. So who cares if one white princess's waist stopped? I agree with you 100%. This could be testing water. It could lead to permanent characters. 100%. You need to look up adjusted gross. Yeah, exactly, Shifty. I know. So if you look at adjusted gross, it's probably a lot more. Yeah, I'm gonna link you, chill. I'm gonna link you, chill. I'm gonna bring you on. Link is there, brother. Link is there.
Chillmonger wants to throw his fist up in the air,
You know what I
huh?
mean? Listen. When it comes to black people saying it, I'll accept it more than if it's coming from like certain people. Like, I'm not gonna say all people. I'm not gonna say all white people, but there's a certain group that when they do it, it just to me is like racism. Like, you know what I mean? There's people that I know, white people that I know that say they don't like it, and I'm cool with that, right? Give me your reason, give your reasons. But the group that we're talking about, or groups that we're talking about, they are constantly doing shit like that, right? Making videos about there's only two good white people in the Batman movie, or you know what I mean? Moses Ingram's getting fucking racist messages, and they're like, "Oh, well, I've been called worse." Like they downplay it all the time, and those are the groups that bother the fuck out of me, right? You know what I mean? So, Mermaid made a Mermaid had to have made more. Yeah, if you address it, can't compare 1989 with 2000. Yeah, I agree. I agree with that. Chill. What's going on, brother? How you doing?
What
Hello.
up, Chill?
Got a bone to pick with you, Mr. Anzo. Hello to you, Roberto. We're good. Me and
Let's
you,
do it.
Roberto, we're perfectly fine. But it's that other guy over there.
Let's do it.
Let's
I
hear this.
I said that the girls were being recorded. Oh, look, she looks like me, because they don't even know what black is. That's it's so beautiful that they're so young. They're not even thinking about like, there's a word for this, which is great, right? I even saw a
Mhm,
girl go, she's brown, which is like, yeah, it is brown technically. Black is
mhm.
like the color of this.
Yeah,
Anyways,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
so those girls are gonna go over to Disneyland. Yay, to Disneyland! All right, they can go into the park, and you know how there's a whole bunch of princesses out there. You know there's gonna be the little Snow White, and you know what that looks like. And there's Rapunzel with the hair. You go, oh yeah, that's Rapunzel. I can tell by the hair. You're gonna see Moana because there's be a casted human being playing Moana going across the park. Hey, high five, everybody! Then they're gonna go and see Ariel. It'll be this white girl with red hair, and you're gonna go, huh? Mommy, Daddy, where's Ariel? I want to see those same kids who were, well, look at that trailer. I want to see them get their heart broken. I like record that, please. Show that. Show how temporary things are actually emotionally manipulative and hurtful.
But you see, Chill, you're assuming that they don't already know that Ariel's white because they've probably seen the cartoon. Like, I
Yeah.
know the parents must have shown them the original, so it's not like they're gonna go there and be like, "I don't know what it is." Like, they already know that there's
That
a
is a
white one
valid
and a
point
black
there.
one.
I mean, it is a popular movie.
But
They
what
already know there's a
value
white one and a black one.
what value of is having a black princess for representation's sake and for pleasing the kids if she's not going to stay black? Like Disney, I was almost going to say Marvel. Disney has the ability to completely wash their history and say, you know what, the Little Mermaid story is something that we're adapting from history. There's actually no quotes that say what color her skins are. So permanently in the old movie from 1989, we're about to go to Disney Plus and we're gonna whoosh, wash her skin and make it a little bit darker because they have the technology to do that. Just like that dude in China did that edit you had there. Gonna make her black in
Mhm.
that movie all of a sudden. We're gonna reproduce our stickers, shoes, anything that has the image of Ariel, the Little Mermaid, she's gonna have the same skin color as Halle Bailey right now. Like that's what they could do, but they're not doing it. They could commit and say this is it, but I'm predicting they're gonna go the Cinderella route. You guys remember the Brandy movie from like '99?
Mhm.
Mhm.
Well,
Mhm.
that she was black, wasn't she? But if you go to Disney World, are you going to be met with a black Cinderella, or is it going to be Cinderella with the silver glass of slippers? who looks like a white woman. It's not permanent.
Yeah. Yeah, but you can always go back and watch that movie because now we have a black representation of Cinderella. Just like you can always go back. If you really want to see the white Ariel so bad, just go back and watch the fucking cartoons. You can do that, right? There's no
Yeah.
problems with having two versions of it. I get it.
Yes,
You're
there
saying it's
is.
not perm. No, there's not.
And you said it. It's not permanent. That's the problem. You're celebrating something that doesn't last. And if a movie studio has proven to you and I that they lean white, movies that come out of their, like they do a movie a month, right? I'm guessing. I
Mhm.
feels like they have 12 movies a year. And if
Yeah,
there's
yeah.
a limited amount that actually go to anyone that's not white, like literally all of them are the same. It's like they have like this standard of we got to do 9 white movies, and now we'll burn our 3 movies on. We'll do black, we'll do Chinese, we'll do India, and then they go back to their white movies. That's what it feels like. And if that's the amount of resources we have as a community who aren't white people, why are we burning it on Little Mermaid Ariel, which is temporary? I want to burn that on Princess and the Frog because Tiana's black. She'll always be black. Like that's good representation.
Fine, and I get that, right? 100%. But Tiana the Frog isn't or she's a lot more popular than I thought she was. That's for sure, because I didn't think it made that much money. But even still, in 2009, that's still kind of like, you know what I mean? But
Yo,
Little
but you and
Mermaid
I, look how old
is
we are, though. Maybe Princess and the Frog for the younger generation
that's
is
true.
Little Mermaid.
That could be possible too. But also, that's what this generation is now seeing with the Ariel. They're getting like, oh my God, wow, we get to see this. We get to see someone that looks like us. We get to see a black Ariel. And
You
I
think parents are?
personally, no, I'm talking
Sorry.
about the kids.
No,
But
you think the
I
parents are taking their
personally,
kids to that? If the kids watch
absolutely,
that, it'll be on Disney Plus when they're unattended. They'll be like, "Oh, Mermaid, let me see what happens."
no, that I promise you, the movie's gonna make a lot of fucking money. It's gonna make a lot of money. It's probably going to be up there with 600-700 million dollars, if not more, right? But
Hmm.
my point was, and I completely forgot what I was saying. Hold on, it come back to me. Um, I just think that right now it's about those kids. That's what it's about. Yeah, we can complain about it all we want to, but you don't see any kids complaining. You don't see them
They don't
complaining,
because
right?
they don't know what I know, and they don't know that Brandy was Cinderella in 1997, and
They weren't.
Cinderella in every single appearance of. Remember when they did Wreck It Ralph 2 when there were all those princesses that cameoed there? It was
Mhm.
Cinderella was white. They didn't do it the Brandy looking one. It's not a substantial like move forward. It's not progress. The kids who are
So
happy,
yeah, no, go ahead, finish up.
the kids who are happy, the same
Mhm.
kids, like the same human being who's 6 years old and smiling, will grow up and Disney will grow out of Chloe Bailey. I mean Halle Bailey, Little Mermaid. They'll watch and they'll be like, I remember when they did an Ariel movie, and like during that whole entire press run, it was a black woman, and you could buy the Halle Bailey stickers, the Halle Bailey. I was gonna say tattoos, like the dresses and the Halle Bailey everything Halloween costumes, and then all of a sudden, Halle Bailey, Little Mermaid is gone. Those same girls who were happy are being set up for disappointment. Am I not right, or am I right? Like they will
I,
be
I kind of
disappointed.
I kind of think you're wrong because if this movie does what I say it's gonna do, right? If it does a lot of money, you'll always see. You may see the original princess, right? You may see the original Ariel, but you'll always see those black ones too, right? And the reason why is because it will appeal to a certain us, right? It'll appeal to us. So if it makes $100 million and they know that they can, oh, not 100 million, sorry, let's say close to $1 billion, and they know they can profit off it with Halloween costumes, you may still get the original Ariel, but you'll get her too.
Look at Cinderella. Like that's the example. There's a reference point for everything I'm saying. It already happened in '97.
How popular was that Brandy Cinderella movie, though?
I don't know, but why does that matter?
Exactly.
How popular it was?
Because it's about, like I said many times, it's about the money, right? So if this movie is profitable, then they'll know that for years to come they'll be able to make money off of it by giving us costumes or giving us little toys or something here or there. So they'll always be able to make money. It's about how much money it makes. If it flops, then yes, you will never see her again. But if it's profitable, you will.
Well, if Princess and the Frog Tiana flop, let me read Mad's Mama Bear. Chill is bothered because Brandy didn't stay as Cinderella.
Mm-hmm.
No, not necessarily. I never wanted her to be Cinderella's Dutch. See, I never wanted a Brandy Cinderella. What I wanted, if I was in 1997 and then we could rewind, I would say we need a black princess, them to create one, and then for them to have a live action version of one, and not to mix up with the crossover with temporary solutions. That's what I would have said back in 1997. If you rewind, that's me, Mama Bear. So yeah, she's Dutch. Whatever, she can be Dutch. She could be from any country in the world. If her skin color does not look like that in every single media appearance, then it's not true representation. It's not progress steps forward. The world is not a better place. And if for a generation, or let's just say that all the kids grow up and, it'll be Ariel that looks like Halle Bailey, who cares? Then they will return to Ariel. You go to Disneyland right now, Ariel, white girl, red hair. Like that is the standard. That is the default. They have not stopped having that Ariel. I never saw, hey, our theme parks will better represent the movie, and it's going to be a Halle Bailey Ariel. It's not happening. Do you actually believe that's happening? Roberto, do you believe that's happening? They'll change the theme park?
It's not going to happen.
Mm-hmm. Anzo does.
It may. We don't know that.
It would have happened already.
And no, because there hasn't been a popular black character like that yet, right? We don't know. This is like the first time they've ever done something like that when it comes to the Disney like properties, right? It's the first race bend that we're getting. So we don't know how people are going to react to it or what's it going to do. But like I said, it's about money. If it's profitable, they may give us a black because hey, you know what? People didn't like that we made Ariel black, but we see that it makes money. So let's do this Prince movie or whatever and have an original black character in there. They may do something like that. For me, I think the studios need to see that these movies need to make money first before they'll go all out and start doing the black movies. Because like I said, back in the 80s and 90s, when we got all those black movies, it was because they were making money. The minute they stopped making money, that's when they stopped making those movies.
But those original depictions from those 80 movies, those black movies. They were never positive, were they? Weren't they always like the ones? No,
it's all gangster shit.
Can I get positive?
You know what?
Can I get authentic?
It was the vibe of the times, the music.
Right, and
it was based on reality, so it was showing us basically what it's like growing up in the U.S. suburb, even though they're exploiting it.
And that's fine.
And they may not have been positive, but they all had a message, right? That was the point of them. They weren't about being positive. They were about sending a message. Menace to Society sent a message. Boys in the Hood sent a message. New Jersey Jive sent a message. South Central sent a message. All these movies had messages in them, right? Yes. So they may not have been as positive as you thought, but they had positive messages in them. They all had positive messages in them, though.
That's nice. You know what else had a positive message in it? Like the only movie, Black Panther, the only movie where it was just positive. It was not. It was authentic. Like there was no race swaps
what
either.
Up, Danny?
We don't get that. You don't like the budget was behind Black Panther. Could have had more money, but like it was the like prime. That's what I point at every single time I think about things like this. And we haven't had one since Black Panther. Maybe you give Creed some credit, but it was like a guy who didn't have a father. So like, yeah, how much can you really give them credit for, steps forward and whatnot? The black.
What do you mean about
Creed?
Creed
didn't have a dad.
Because he died.
I know he died, but it's like, yeah. Even Princess and the Frog, she has a dad when she was a kid, and then when they skip forward to where she's a teenager, or older than teen. When they skip forward, all of a sudden her dad isn't there anymore. You're like, you could have done without that. Like, did they really need to do that?
See, I didn't see Princess and the Frog, so I don't really know about the story or what happened to Frog.
So I'm listening.
Yes, same here.
Princess and the Frog, guys, is coming. They're doing live action of Jasmine. They did Aladdin. They did a live action of Lion King. All those 90s movies are just about done. Mm-hmm. Now we're going to step forward. We're going to get live action Lilo and Stitch. Do you know that one, Berto?
Right.
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
So
That's
here's
what
my
my
thing.
kids were watching, so I had to watch it with them.
Right. And my thing is this. So okay, so Ariel does great. And then we get a Princess and the Frog. You still gonna complain about that? Because at least it was the
No.
stepping stone to get what we wanted to get, right? You always gotta
There
have
was
that
not a step.
stone.
This is not 1963. That was not a stepping stone. If they wanted to do a Tiana Princess and the Frog, it's as easy as that.
Yes, 100%. I agree with
Halle
you.
Bailey could
But
have been. They
again,
could have used her great voice. Mads, she's gorgeous. She can sing. She could have been Tiana, couldn't she?
maybe. But I'm saying is they don't know. They if you look at it, right? Look at it hand in hand, right? Which do you think would make more money? Um,
Mermaid.
Little Mermaid with a black lead or Princess and the Frog?
Ooh, actually, let's think about this. After Black Panther made 1.3 billion, there's obviously an audience for it. I don't know. I'm gonna go ahead and say Princess and the Frog. You know what? You know you're not counting because you're talking about making money. Racist ass
Mhm.
white people who don't want their kids to see this movie. They're not gonna bring their dollars to that. And how many racist ass white people are there in America? Lots.
I agree, but not enough to even make a dent, right?
Ooh,
Because
don't never
black.
underestimate
Hold
racist
on.
white people.
No, I don't. But black people
I
and
don't.
the racist white people didn't
Yeah.
want to see Black Panther, and Black Panther still made $1 billion.
Yeah, race white people didn't show up at the theater, and the people who did show up at the theater to make Black Panther $1 billion, same audience would go to a Black Little Mermaid, same audience would go to a Princess and the Frog. So it's not like you're taking my audience.
I
I'm just
agree.
saying.
I agree. No, I agree with you 100%. But I think
Mhm.
because the Little Mermaid's name has more recognition, it'll do better. Now, if Little Mermaid does good, and then they do Princess and the Frog, and then Princess and the Frog will do just as good, if not better, right? But I think you have to have at least them to know that these movies will be profitable before. Trust me,
They know.
Black Panther, Black Panther was an anomaly, right? Let's see what the Woman King does, because the same people that went to go see Black Panther should be the same people that are going to see the Woman King, right?
And more, I think, because it's a woman.
Exactly. So let's see how good the Woman King does. If that movie does good, doesn't even have to make $1 billion, but if it gets up there with 600, $700 million, then in 2 years, you are going to see all kinds of black movies. You'll probably see like one every 2 months, like they did before. That's the thing. It's to me, it's all about the money. It's all about the money. And if they find it's going to be profitable,
The
then
thing
they're
is
going to
that I
milk
find
it.
they exploit it so fast, they saturate it so fast, like breakdancing.
Yes. Yes.
Breakdancing came out, it could have been making money for generations, but no, they put it on every channel, everywhere, every commercial, everywhere, and then all of a sudden you don't want to see it anymore. I think that's their method to their madness. They oversaturate us to the point where we don't have longevity in it.
hmm And
Like
before
hearing
we
a song too many times.
and before we like move on to something else, I want to ask you, what do you think about the deep one then, Chill? What do you think about that race bet?
Well, I'm with you. Every race swap is wrong if it's from a source material where the guy used to originally be black guy and they changed it to white. I'm not with that either.
Okay.
You see, I'm
So how come you
consistent,
never
Lonzo. That's called
how, but
consistency.
how come I never seen a video on it?
I didn't really actually read the comics at all. I didn't even know the boys was a thing. Like I know it's on season 3. I haven't started it yet.
Okay. So I give you that if you ain't see it yet. But I know a lot of people who have seen it, who have read the comics. Same people that have race bend or complain about race bending don't complain about that race bend. You know what I mean? So if you're gonna keep it consistent, keep it 100, keep it consistent, then I can say, okay, at least you're being consistent with it. But when I see that,
Yeah, I'm starting to think they're a little bit bigoted. I'm starting to think that maybe, perhaps.
yeah, I think so too as well. My criticism is rarely about a swap, representation, or diversity. Pushes if they are half-assed and they're open to criticism in my views. Shows you are taking it seriously, and why should the audience? Yeah, I feel you, man. For me personally, like I said, I've never had a problem with it. I want to see my people shine. I don't care if they give me a black Clark Kent. I'll go watch it because I never watched Superman and said, "Oh shit, this is white Superman." Hey guys, look, it's white Superman. Like, we don't care about those
None.
things back in the day. You know what I mean? We never cared about that. And I don't know about you, Chill, but when they did Michael Clark Duncan, I didn't care. I
I
didn't
just
care. Like,
I don't see value and I don't see progress in it. I don't see that a new character who has black skin has been brought into the main forefront. If they do a white Superman, I'm gonna think about how DC Comics, they only publish 2 films a year and they use race resources on a black film, so they get to say that they did something black, but it won't go to a character who will, be elevated in history. The same way, like the Spider-Man cartoon from the 1960s, we still remember the fucking song, and it's valuable, and it had like lasting staying power. Those resources, if they did a black Superman, will have been wasted on elevating this guy here, who will return to being white, and that blue and yellow and red will always be by a white guy. And all of that hard work that they got this new actor Michael B. Jordan to play will have gone to elevate a white character because he's a white character. And that race swaps don't help. In comic books, it's like an easy open and shut case.
I don't know, man. I just personally I disagree. But I had a question here. What's your opinion on the Blue Fairy and the Pinocchio remake? I have no idea. I haven't watched it yet. What did they
That's
do
a
with the Blue
joke.
Why
Fairy?
was the fairy a different color in another
What?
book?
You
What
cannot
is that?
mean
What is
that.
that?
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm trying to figure out. Like, I don't know what he's talking about either. I'm like
Who asked
confused.
that question?
Triple X.
Come,
I
what's
say
that
it
mean?
didn't matter that they race swapped the Blue Fairy. Oh, he said they race swapped the Blue Fairy? I don't know how. You gotta explain. Yeah, you gotta explain that to me. Chill. You know what he's talking about?
No, I don't know.
Neither do I. But I do have the Pinocchio movie downloaded on my Disney Plus to watch. I just never got a chance to watch it. I heard uh, mixed reviews about it, so I'm not really rushing to watch it, to be
Was
honest
David
with you.
with us? Was it last week or 2 weeks ago? We got educated on racism and prejudice. It was
2 weeks
2 weeks
ago.
ago. No? I don't think
Hmm.
David was there. We know how to use that card now. We don't throw it out there just like, abusing it and shit. Racism, racism, that's racism. That's borderline racism. No, that shit doesn't come out no more. That's prejudice. What do you mean, Roberto? Well, let me explain it to you. I love it. I love it.
Actually, yeah, that's correct. Because in the live action one, they race swapped and they made it a black man instead of a woman in that Disney one. So yeah, that
Which
I
one?
didn't see. The Cinderella. It's on Disney Plus. I think it was on Disney Plus where they did a black Cinderella. Yeah, Cinderella, where they did a black fairy godfather.
Oh, Chi. Sorry. Yeah.
People say they want new characters, not race swap characters, but when people create new characters, diverse character, nobody really supports the new characters. They just stick with the old.
Give
Facts.
examples.
Facts.
Triple X, I
Um,
want examples.
um, it'll come to me because I know I had a few of mine before. What's up, Drop Shop? How you doing? But yeah, Triple S, if
What
you
up?
got any examples, just Google Pinocchio Blue Fairy. All right, let me see.
All right, let's be mad about something. It looks silly because it's called Blue Fairy. I have no idea what this is about. Cinderella with Camila Cabello. So that's a Latina.
Oh, she's black.
No, Camila. Who?
The 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 Blue Fairy. Hold on, let me show my screen. Let me know if this is what you guys are talking about.
Mads
Oh,
Mama Bear says, my mistake. The new Blue Fairy is a female.
yeah, yeah, that's what I'm looking for now. Let me make a Pinocchio. Okay, all right, and let me bring this up. Let me know if this is what I'm talking about or what you guys are talking about. Right here. Disney's remake of Pinocchio features black woman as white fairy, then tells Pinocchio to be honest. Blue fairy, is that it? Because again, if that's it, I'm not I'm not arguing that. I'm not fighting that either. You know what I mean? And the thing about it, right? And I've always said this, we are talking about fucking fictional characters, characters that do not exist in real life, like they don't exist. So who cares if you're gonna give them a shine as this or a shine as that? I'm okay with that. Wesker's daughters in the Resident, yeah, they race bend Wesker too. A lot of people didn't like that, but I thought the Resident Evil was good. She said, "Yeah, that's the one. Yep, that's it." I'm cool with it.
They don't want you
I'm
to
cool
get
with.
it twisted, Onzo.
Mhm.
Superman is theirs.
Yeah, I know because you
This
can't
one
have a
is
black man.
theirs. That's
Yeah, you kind of,
that's
you
why
kind of.
no, Choba. I see Choba gonna bring it up. That's
Yeah.
their perspective. That's why
Uh-huh.
they're tripping because it's theirs, and they don't want you to think, hey, for any reason, remote reason, think that you're gonna take this from us. Hell no.
Absolutely.
But like, why take it? Why give them that excuse
It's
or that talking
entertainment.
point?
It's
You're
all
taking our
fucking
thing.
entertainment, isn't it? How many different versions do they have of Broadway plays?
I don't
Facts.
Doesn't
know.
mean that it belongs to one race or one people. It's just who does it better or brings in more money. Who does it worse doesn't last.
And that's what I was going to ask you too, Chill. You don't think that maybe it's because she was the best person for the role that they gave it to her?
No, I don't think. Oh, we don't see color. We were just listening to voices. I don't believe that for a half second. Not a second, a half second. I think they were
Why
going
not
for
though?
something. They were going
What?
for, we need some racial diversity in our films. Let's just make Ariel a black woman today. Cast Halle.
But but why do you think that's not possible?
Because
That
I'm
they
not
did.
naive enough to think that studios and casting directors don't see like skin color. I'm not that naive.
No, of course they don't. But I'm saying at the
They
end
do.
of the day, yeah, right. They obviously they do. But I'm not saying at the end of the day, maybe they said, we have all these people who did the role for the job,
Mhm.
and she was the best singer. She was the best one for
I'm
the job.
saying she shouldn't have even been invited to the casting.
Oh my
She,
god!
they should have gone. We're casting Ariel. This is what it looks like in the cartoon. Let's phone up people who look like this. Let's just call
But
Halle
that's
also.
how it that's
Even
how
though,
it normally is.
But
yeah,
let's
In
just
Hollywood.
say, yeah.
They
But right.
have a casting thing for a certain look for that role. They
Hmm.
don't grab all races. They grab blonde hair, blue eyes, 5'9" or 6 foot or dark 6'1", 250, whatever they
mhm.
want. That's what they're calling.
Yeah, but that also depends too, because I have seen or read or watched documentaries where many times that a character was supposed to be a certain way, but then they see an actor that's like, oh my gosh, this guy could play the role, and he's not that color. You know what I mean?
Very rare.
He's not
Because
white.
you gotta change everything now.
Not necessarily. Not if the script isn't
In
based on
their
color.
eyes, they do.
Well, not if the script isn't based on color, right? Let's say you had a Die Hard movie, right? And a Die Hard movie, the script is not based on color or anything like that. But you get John McClane and you get a white actor, but then you see like a Denzel Washington. You know what? I could see this guy playing Denzel
Yeah,
Washington.
but a
You know what?
stereotype because you see, they're gonna say, we originally had it with a white guy. He's married with 2 kids. The black guy, he's got to be single. So we have to write out the wife and the 2 kids. What are we gonna replace them with? The ghetto. Okay, so we have the black cop in the ghetto. He's an ex.
But
How can we cause drama? This is how I see them. This is how I see them. Danny,
but
we're not picking on you guys tonight.
yeah. No cop bashing tonight. But there is a topic you might want to come on for, Danny, definitely. But what I'm saying is, yeah, I could see you saying that, but if you already have a script, right? You got to know that going back and writing and changing the script is going to cost money. And if you know that you can get the best actor in there where it doesn't change anything, like
I
switch him up,
question it,
you,
Enzo. I do
you're not
question
going
it
to change
because
it.
you just don't really
I,
see that happening enough to say, hey, it can happen. It can happen.
I've
It's
had
like
examples, but I can't think of them now.
they're rare and few. I won't say it never happened, but I can't see it happening to the point where you could say, hey, there's a great possibility it could happen to you. Hell no, brother. Try something else. It ain't happening to you. That's
Mm.
more along the lines of advice I think he'd be getting. even if it's discouragement or not. It's just through history. That's how it's been, man.
We see her for 3 seconds in the trailer, and it's not a face-on shot. Uh, the race swap Jill Valentine in the Raccoon City was A-okay with me. She was hot and kind of buff. They
This
do it
race
all the
swapping
time.
is being used like very common. Is this a new word? Like, is this something describing
That
something on the regular?
no,
Like,
basically, a lot of people complain because they feel like if their characters were made white in the comics 20, 30 years ago, that anytime they make a movie, it has to look like that character that they grew up with.
you
And
don't
I think
remember when
that's
we were young,
no, I think
Anzo?
that's dumb.
ABC specials. They used to do like the equivalent of like say Full House, but the Latin version and
Mm-hmm.
the Asian version, and
Mm-hmm.
there was no fucking problem back then, right?
It's not
It was
swapping.
like, well, that's what they're calling it today. If a black person plays the same role as a white guy, it's race swapping.
So the Asian family call themselves Danny Tanner.
Just an equivalent.
Yeah, but that's fine with me. Like they're different.
Oh,
Like if
you're
they made a
talking about playing the
superhero,
same role. Okay, I got you.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Like
I
Clark
got you.
Kent. But like if they made a superhero with dark skin and he can also fly and have super strength, like you were saying earlier, that's fine, cool. Let's do that.
Okay, so
I don't see why it hasn't happened.
let me send Danny the link, and then let me get to this comment here. All right. So Freddie the Platypus says, "Hey Anzo, you just said they're fictional characters. Who cares about who plays them? So why is there such an uproar for a non-black playing Black Panther? Would that not be offensive? Because you see, here's the problem, right?
Don't
Here's the
take this
problem.
seriously. Come on now. You know he's trying to trigger you, Freddie
No,
the platypus.
It's okay, but here's the problem because I think you're being serious. Here's a problem. Here's a problem. Black Panther is a black king of Wakanda, right? He's black, he's a king of Wakanda. His color has a lot to do with him, right? There is nowhere in any comic book or anything that says Superman has to be white. Now, if you have a white man as the king of Wakanda, as a Black Panther, that's a problem. But there's nowhere in any comic book that says that. When you race bend Clark Kent, or you race, I sent you the link, Danny. When you race blend Clark Kent, or you race bend one of these characters, it does not change the fundamentals of that character. If you do that to Black Panther, it changes the
Of
fundamentals
the
of the
country.
character. Yes,
It would
country
mean
and
that white
character.
people did enter Wakanda, and they're supposed to be the one
And
that wasn't colonized.
exactly. Now, I always give an example of Blade. I say if you were to race bend Blade and make Blade white, that does not have anything to do with his color being a part of the character. Now, as much as I wouldn't like it, I would say I can't be like, oh, well, you can't do that because there's nowhere in there that says Blade has to be back. Oh, shit, Chill just left. There's nowhere. I think he said we're back. What up, Danny?
Hey,
What up, D?
How you doing,
what's up,
man?
brother? I got a perfect character that was race bent and was done perfectly.
Go ahead.
Remember the Equalizer back in the
Yeah.
80s? Old white guy.
Mm-hmm.
Denzel Washington did it and killed it.
Yeah, you're
Killed it.
right.
Mm-hmm.
You're right.
And now some
And
people like myself, like the female version, Robin McCall. She is not as good as Denzel, of course, but the show ain't bad.
yeah,
Got good
Chillmonger
ratings.
bounce. Like, what's up with that, Chill? I just bounced when Danny came in. What's up?
He
That's
said
that's
he
not
said the
The
cool.
police.
police.
The
Shit.
he
You
said the
from
popo,
uptown, man? It's like you're chilling in the park and the popo come, you
and
turn
you
around, where'd he
bounce.
go?
You know, it's time for me to go.
That was
But
funny.
me and
That's how they
Danny,
move up in Canada, Daddy.
yeah, we bounce when popo come up. But me and Danny agree with this, right? We always agree that if it doesn't change the fundamentals of the character, who
Hell
cares?
no, man. That might be our people foot in the door.
Exactly.
That's
Exactly.
how,
And
that's how I see it.
before we move on to the topic, Danny, what do you think about the clip I showed you of them fucking editing Ariel, making her white?
Crazy.
Stupid, eh? Like that to me, that's the sign of 100% racism because you're not complaining about anything else about the movie except for the fact that she's black. You know what I mean?
There's some characters, and I think we all agree that doesn't make sense.
Mm-hmm.
It would not make sense to cast a white man as Black Panther. It just would not make sense. It would not make sense to cast a black man as Donald Trump. That would just not make
Facts.
sense. Some things, okay, we get it. It don't make sense. But stuff that so can go either way, it doesn't matter. I know
It's a
neither one of y'all
fictional character.
yeah. Neither one of y'all watched The Sandman. But people were losing their shit because the actress that played Death was black instead of being white. And the actress that played Constantine was a female instead of a male.
Mm-hmm.
Was she good as the male, the Constantine? No, but she didn't stink it up. And could you really tell a drop off in the characters as far as death? No, but I mean that don't bother me. It doesn't bother me about that.
Doesn't bother me one bit whatsoever. Perp Minded sent me a video. Oh, Rob Storms did a video on it?
On what?
Huh. On Ariel?
Little Mermaid?
Yeah, it looks like okay, let me show it. This is what Perp sent me. And it looks like he's reacting to the Amazing Lucas's video. Who I started watching Amazing Lucas, and I like him. I like his channel. He's good. So yeah, he's reacting to. I'm gonna go check it out. I'm gonna go check out what he said about that. Yeah. So next topic, right? We'll get into mine. Then we'll use Roberto's for last because Danny's here, and I know Danny will like this one. So I was on YouTube.
Trying to figure out the chipmunk leave for real.
Yeah, he did. He bounced.
Oh my god.
He bounced. I think he probably was at work or something. I don't know. But yeah, I'm pretty sure he'll write in the comments why he bounced. So, curvy teacher slammed for tight, inappropriate outfits and booty pics. Right? So this is the teacher. This is the teacher. And supposedly she's getting a lot of slack. People are hating on her and saying that a teacher shouldn't be dressing like that in a school.
Talk about that green dress?
The green dress and the one on the other one with the
other one
shirt
looks
with the bust.
very showing off her tatas, but the green one
I
is
don't
very
really think you
appropriate.
could hide those tatas with a waist like that.
But
What are you gonna wear? A lampshade?
The shirt's extremely tight compared to the green dress. Now I'm not saying I got a problem with it. I
Well,
don't.
you know what? I think, again, this world is too effing sensitive because this woman has a full figure. She can't dress like that. But yet you see women who are just barely covering the landing base around their nipple, and that's okay.
Mm-hmm.
Like this world is so twisted, it ain't even funny.
I can tell you here, I don't know about in Canada, but in America, in some states, they got like a morality clause for teachers. And if they do anything that's immoral, they can lose their jobs. And I'll give you, for instance, a single female teacher having a single parent having children. No, having children, and she's not married. They
oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, shit.
Here,
that's not prejudice? You notice how I use that right, Anzo?
Yeah.
No, because I think
well, actually, that could be racism because they're depriving her of her pay.
You got some kind of morality clause in there. You got to read the fine print.
Okay. So if a teacher's not married,
peace out, Triple X.
I'm saying in some instances they can look at it and frown upon it. I'm not saying they can fire you, but it's frowned upon because there is some type of moral clause in their contracts. You got to remember, now I live in the Bible Belt of the whole United States, and certain things.
Hey, listen, I know I would have had a teacher like that. I would have had no complaints.
Yeah. It'd be your favorite teacher.
You know what I mean? It'd be like, we're going to Miss Johnson's class today. Yes, let's do it.
And let me tell you one that's even sicker, Anzo. I don't know if Roberto feels this way. Let's just say your son who is 16 was to tap that, would you press charges? Would you press charges or would you give him a high five?
I give
No
him a high
comment.
five secretly.
No
You little,
comment.
I'll be calling all cards. You little looky, you son of a you. Oh man. Then I asked you the question. So how was it, son?
But then that attractive male teacher do that to our daughter. Then we be ready to nail them to the cross. So
All of a sudden, you be wanting to
Yeah.
go to the parents-teacher meetings.
Mhm.
Why all of a sudden you're showing interest? What you mean? All the parents bitching at you. Why is he in there so long?
So here's another one. I don't think it's the same woman, but it looks like a different picture. But it says, "Why is teacher babe being slammed for her curvy body?" So
'Cause
that's
it's
her.
Just a punk sucker that right needs down.
Well, I don't know who it is that's complaining about it, right?
Oh, no.
But
I know who it is. Some
Haters.
fat ass parent that wish they
Yeah.
looked like that.
Yeah.
because I'm sitting there and I'm like, man, I'd have been, hey, my teacher is fine. If my son came home and said, yo, dad, my teacher is fine, I'd be like, oh, really? All right, I'm gonna drop by the school today, and maybe forget your lunch or something, and
But in
I'll
all
drop
honesty,
by.
that was
Yeah,
kinda not
every
professional.
parent teachers conference. Be like,
Her dress is
Facts.
at her knees.
honey,
She's
I
not
got it.
showing any cleavage. It's covered right up to her neck. And if a woman with no figure was to wear that, it would be okay. So we're
Basically, that's what
prejudiced.
you're
We're,
saying.
we're
Yeah.
holding prejudice against her because she has a nice body.
Yes.
That's the society we live in. It's sad. It's called. There's enough haterade going around.
Yes.
It's like
Big
reverse body
Tatas
shaming.
does matter
Yep.
too. Absolutely. She clearly teaches below grade 3. I know
You
who's
got that right,
complaining.
man.
Jealous wives. Yeah. And that's fine. You know what I mean? Because especially if it's below grade 3 as well, these kids ain't looking at what the teacher is wearing and they're like, oh my, you know what I mean? Like they
I
just want to
was.
fucking. I probably was
I remember
too.
kindergarten us hiding in the cube, looking around the corners. Look what the teacher has on today.
I actually remember in grade 3, I had a hot teacher, and I was like, "Damn, yeah, Miss Nurse, yeah, she's fire." You know what I mean?
Mhm.
But even if
grade,
that's
I remember fifth grade. It was old Miss Jenkins. Whew.
hot, eh? That's what I'm saying. But for me, it's like, how do you expect a teacher to dress if she has a figure like that, right? You expect her to wear them old, like fucking baggy ass dresses and baggy shirts to hide what she has. I don't think that's,
They
you know,
actually look worse when they try and hide what they have.
yeah. All
They
that
look
matters
homeless.
is she teaching the kids properly?
Yeah.
That's all that matters, right? She's a good teacher. If she's a good teacher, long as she ain't
If
walking
she's
in there
got your kids
showing
full
her titties.
attention and they got good marks, that's all you should be worried about.
And if the fact that she looks good like that makes your kid want to impress and do good in school, then so be it. At least the kid is fucking motivated to learn. You know what I mean?
That
I
ain't
bet you
Gonna
all the
learn
motivated.
something.
boys got a great
That
attendance
ain't motivated.
fucking ratio.
That's straight up
Oh,
lust.
What's that, Danny?
Ain't no motivation. That's lust. You know the hell that is.
It probably is lust, but if my kid's coming home and dad, I got an A on my test and my teacher was happy, I'm like, good, I'm happy too because you got an A on your test, you know. But yeah, to answer your question, if my 16-year-old kid came home and said, I hit my teacher, I'd be like, impressive, because I never did. You know what I mean? You got one up on me. I ain't never hit one of my teachers, so you got one up on me. Good job. And I'd be like, what's the teacher look like? She look good because daddy looks better than the kid, right? So maybe I can holler at the teacher or whatever. I don't know. I just personally, again, it's a double standard because as men we wouldn't care, but if we had a daughter, it'd be totally different.
Oh yeah.
100.
I even say,
She'll say he was just playing. He had to get ready to go to work.
oh, okay. Yeah, no, I figured as much. Thanks for popping in though, Chill. Much appreciated,
Ooh, don't miss working at night. God, I don't miss that shit at all.
Yeah, same here. Trust me.
No. Did it once or I did it for what, a week. I had to do
A
fucking
week.
graveyard.
Man,
Yeah, a week was enough. I don't know if people do that for a
I've
living.
done that shit for years.
No, I don't know how.
And you know what
Yeah,
I
it's
hate?
called. That's how I got this. I want to eat.
Yep.
And you know what else I hate too? I hate fucking working on the weekends. I hate it.
I
I
don't
remember
mind
when
that
I
so much.
no I
no. If it's a holiday, I hate it. If it's like a
mhm.
regular weekend, shit. Because we work like a 14-day cycle in a month. So you work for 14 days, you off 14 days. I can live with that.
Oh, I would do
I can
that
live with
too.
that too.
Yeah,
100.
100%. But I'm saying, like, let's say you still only worked 5 days a week, but you had 2 days off in the week and you had to work on the weekend. I don't like that. Because that's
No.
how we used to work when I first started working with Roberto. That's how we used to
Six
work,
days a
right?
week.
Yeah, and then we had to work on fucking
It's like
Saturdays.
you
And
blink your eye and then you're back at work, man.
I
One day
fucking,
off a week? Oh no, that's
Yeah,
yeah,
crazy.
you work
yeah,
Monday to Saturday,
yeah, because we did night shift,
night
right?
shift. Yeah,
So night shift was only, what was it, 5 to 9 or something like that?
yeah, 5 hour shifts.
Yeah,
Oh,
so
that ain't bad. I thought she was working like a 12-hour shift or something.
no. It
Well,
was
it's dog
five to
years when
nine,
you're talking telemarketing. They're
right?
five hours in dog years.
And it's 5 to 9 on the weekdays, but on the weekends it was 9 to 5. So your whole
Yeah,
Saturday is done.
or
Oh,
8 to 4.
Yeah,
no.
8 to 4, something
After
like
being
that.
all
Yeah.
up in the club Friday night, you got to be up at 6:37 to go to work and be on the phone all day.
No,
Mhm.
no, then would not want that. I agree with you.
Right. The only time I really enjoyed working on Saturdays is when I was working at Bet US. Because one, the money
You're
was
making
fucking
money.
great. And two, we would work, but we would get to watch all the games. They had TVs all around the place, and they would play nothing but fucking games, right? So on Sunday, when we had to work on Sunday and do the football day, we would just sit there and watch games. And it was a fucking amazing to sit in the office while everybody in the office is watching football. You know what I mean? And putting on music, like yeah, and cheering and shit. And that was dope. That was dope. But I don't know if I could do that now. Like I like my weekends. I like going out. You know what I mean, on Saturdays and doing certain things. And if you're working on Saturday and Sunday, I can't do that. And I'm not old enough to stay home on the weekend still. I'm not that old yet. I'm not that old. I got to go out and do something, man. Something. If it's just chilling
Sometimes
outside.
gravity gets the best
Yeah,
of your
going out, you
ideas.
never get too old for that. You get too old for that club and stuff. I ain't even been in a
Oh,
club
yeah, yeah, for sure.
in about,
For sure.
I know, at least 20 years now.
Damn.
Mm.
I could say the
Okay.
same thing, if not longer.
Damn.
I just go to restaurant bars. That's it.
Yep, that's
Guys,
it.
man, like
Club,
before
club. I don't
yeah,
think so.
before COVID, I was going on Crescent Street. It's one of our big streets with all the clubs. We go to Thursdays or
You're
Winston's or
still
whatever's
doing
over there.
Thursdays?
Every now and then, yeah. Absolutely.
Damn.
Me and my girl would
Teach
go
their
chill
own.
out there. You know what I mean? Me and my girl would
Teach
go
their
chill
own.
out there in the
I
night.
don't think I've
You
been
know?
to a club since I'm like 26, 27.
Damn. Nah, I can't
I
stop
don't, I
yet.
don't even got desire to go. I'll tell you the truth, no.
I still do. I
So,
am
I'm
there.
like a strip club. I definitely will go there because I have zero discipline. I will have no money by the time I walk out. So I'm not even
Wait,
subjecting my wallet to no strip club.
yeah, I ain't going to no strip club either. That ain't happening. It's not like has a stripper pole in the room. I know. Okay, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, it's just dumb what they're doing about the teacher. The worst was getting up at 4 o'clock in the morning to cook for the Raptors game. If I got free tickets to watch the Raptors, like front court seat, I'd probably be able to do that. You know what I mean? I'd hate it, but I know I'm getting to enjoy a Raptors game where I'm seeing like right up front. Doesn't have to be front row, as long as it's in first couple of rows there, the ones that cost like 4 G's. Yeah, I could
First
do that.
5 rows.
Yeah, absolutely. Raptors games at 1 p.m. are the worst. That's why I was up at 4 a.m. for those damn Sunday 1 p.m. games. I got you. Yeah. So, I mean, for me, like I said, I think, and there's another thing, a topic that I had a little come along to that too. but we'll get into Roberto's topic. But for me, it's like a lot of women complain about being sexually, what's the word I'm looking for? Oh my god.
Promiscuous.
No, not promiscuous. Sexualization, being sexualized. You know what I mean?
Okay.
And but you know, you go downtown or you go to a party and you got these girls wearing these little poom poom shorts with their fucking asses hanging out, and then they'd be like, "Oh, what are you looking at?" Like,
Or better
bitch, your
yet, they
ass is
have
hanging out.
a shoestring across their chest.
And then
And
like, and you go
yeah,
on
go ahead.
like TikTok and stuff, and oh my god, you see some people, the women be like, "What planet are they on? Where did they come from? Give me a ticket. I don't want to be on the next thing to that planet." And I'm like, you can't have it both ways. You can't dress and look like
Facts.
this and then expect a man, heterosexual man,
To not be a man.
So yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, and it's funny too, right? Because sometimes, and I've been with a few girls that would call it out and be like, "Yo, did you see that girl's ass?" And I'd be looking at her like, "Oh shit, yeah." You know what I mean? Like, my girl has shown me ass. Like, see that? You like that, eh? You know what I mean? And it's like,
Next time she do that, say, "You mind if I go out there and smack it?"
nah, man, nah, man. I
You can't even talk.
no, because
He wants to do
no,
it.
no, because I always say, nah, it's not that good. No, yeah, I seen better. You know what I mean? I play it off like I wasn't already watching it before she showed it to me. I'm like,
No, man, we got like ass vision. That's what I call it. You can spot that shit a mile away. It could be halfway down the street, and you done get a glimpse of it, and you trying to position yourself to the side, the right or left side, or behind your wife, so you can get a full glimpse when they come up to you closer. I know what you're doing.
Yeah, but the worst part is when you see one from far and it looked good, and then when it get close to you, you're like, "Oh man, what the fuck?" You ever had that happen to you?
Yeah,
What about the one you look and it looks better than you thought it looked, and you're like, "Damn!" under your breath.
Yeah.
And it's like, what? What'd you say?
Yeah.
You can't hope that. You can't hope that. Damn, come on.
Yeah, for real, for real.
And speaking of butts,
Uh-huh.
that's the topic.
Do
you have that little short video?
Shit. Yeah, hold on. Let me bring up Roberto's video because it goes into that topic.
Big butts.
It's just
just
the whole perspective of searching
Where
for
did you send
perfection,
it to?
you know?
You sent it to me on Facebook, right?
Messenger, yeah.
Yeah, but you had
search for perfection.
Probably about 20 years ago, people men were fascinated with breasts. Now that shit has transitioned into ass.
Mm-hmm.
But now I don't know if women are doing it for men or doing it for themselves or doing it for women, because like the men will tell them, "Hey, I'm happy with that. No, you could stop now. Hey, what's going on? Hey, that's a little too much. Hey, what is this?" You know? So I don't think they're doing it for men anymore, man. Really, Daddy, I don't think they are.
The only thing I have is the woman talking. That's the only one I have.
Two women talking. They're talking about how
yeah, that one you want?
Okay. Yeah, how they're going to Colombia and Dominican to have these jobs done, but these surgeries they're having, taking fat from parts of their body and injecting
the
it in their butt,
BBLs
is killing them, and they don't talk about that.
The BBLs, and
how it's very dangerous, that procedure.
Because I was watching a video on it of two black girls that said they went there. They went to Brazil and these countries to do it, and the reason why they go there is
Much
because
cheaper.
it's done. It's like $4,000 cheaper, right? Mm-hmm. But it's very dangerous. So I'm gonna bring this up. This is what you're talking about.
This was something else, because I was saying, are women doing it for men or are they doing it for women? Because that comment, if we could go back to it.
Shit. I took it off, but hold on.
Well, it went along the lines of, a man could get away with wearing clothes twice and no one says anything, but if a woman does it, it's a bad thing. And the guy says, well, it's a bad thing to other women because men don't really give a shit. something along those lines.
What you mean
Yeah, I brought
wearing
it back
the same
up.
twice? Like back
Like
to back
says
days?
male
Keep talking, I'll
privilege
be right
is
back.
male privilege is wearing the same outfit multiple times to events, while girls can't wear the same dress twice, no matter how cute it is. And the
That ain't
guy
true.
says there isn't a single straight man on earth that cares if you wear the same cute dress twice. The negative comments will come from other women, and that's a fact.
Yeah, it is.
That's a fact. And if they say otherwise, they're lying to themselves because men really couldn't care less. And the
Like if
ones
you
that do just
say
want to
for
be your
instance,
friend.
you go out on this Friday and you wear a cute dress, whatever. And you come next Friday, you wearing the same thing. As long as you look good, smell good, I don't give a shit. And the dress
Thank
is
you
clean.
very much, Danny, because that's what I said. As long as you're fresh, that's all that matters. Because you can wash them clothes in those 4 or 5 days in
Yeah.
between. You
Mm-hmm.
know what I mean? I had a pair of jeans that I loved, and well, because I'm a guy, I wore them, I washed them, I wore them, I washed them. They didn't last
Mm-hmm.
long, they faded out, but
Yep. Same way I did with my shirts. There's certain shirts I like better than other ones. And I got a
you could
closet full
tell.
of golf shirts, but
Okay.
there's three or
So
four that I like, and when I go to my other job, I usually grab those.
so I'm gonna be honest with you and say, if I went to a club and seen a girl there 1 week and then went next week and she's wearing the same dress like the week after, I would probably be like, maybe you shouldn't be in the club if you only have one dress.
Uh,
But
you about to make me
if
call you the N word because you
no,
do.
no, I'm dead ass. But if it's like a month apart, 2 weeks apart, 3 weeks apart, I probably wouldn't even remember that she wore the dress. But if it's someone hot and I'm like, oh, I'm looking at this chick, and then the next week she comes in and she's wearing the same dress, I I would probably question that.
That's
We
because that's you. Because you don't like to wear the same hat and damn hoodie twice on our show.
well, yeah, but that's
That's you. That is you.
Oh shit! Daddy just called you out.
well, I did say that. I did say that.
Yeah.
I
I
did
don't,
tell Danny one time. I'm like, wait, hold on. I got to change my shirt because I wore this yesterday.
man, I
But you
don't
know
care.
what?
I do not.
I would say he has kind of a point. But on the other point, like Danny said, if she's fresh, I would have to do a walk by and do a little scent test. And this smells fresh. I don't care if she wears that dress again the next week, as long as she's fresh. Because, like we said while you were gone, she could wash that thing on. So, it's like if it was she's wearing it on Monday and she has it on again that night, Tuesday night,
Mhm.
then I'm saying something's going on here.
Yeah. But like,
No,
Because
like that
I agree with you.
example we used was you got on a date with a girl you really like. She's fine, smart, whatever your likes are, she's checking those boxes. And you take her out Friday. Okay, y'all set the second date for next Friday, and you notice she get on maybe the same shirt that she wore last Friday. Is that gonna be like a deal breaker? Hell no.
Oh no, it would not be a deal breaker, but I'd probably buy her a new shirt for the next time we went out.
or on her birthday.
you know what I,
Now,
you know what I
Casper,
mean?
you wear 3 nights and 3 Fridays in a row. Okay, damn, you ain't got no other clothes. But like, she wear,
Maybe she has six or
But
seven of the same
but
shirts.
that's
or maybe,
possible too.
yeah, or maybe she got 2 shirts. I
Just
got
some people
four,
like that.
5 burgundy shirts. I got 2 or 3 purple shirts. I mean, unless you looking and like, what? Damn, you looking at that hard to see what kind of shirt?
I call that the
Roberto,
Mr. Robinson
send me
syndrome.
All
send me
right.
the video again because I can't find it.
Okay,
Like
let me
I'm
see if
looking
I
in
have it.
Messenger and everything, and I can't find it. Right, but at the end of the day, like again, for me, it's all about the woman's personality and who she is. You know what I mean? I've went out and I've like wore the same shit that I not like a week later, but it's not like every time I go out I'm buying new shit. You know what I mean? I
No,
used to do that.
yeah, when
I
you were
don't.
younger.
Yeah, I used to do
Yeah,
that. Oh, I can't. I gotta. But now, I just put it together in a different way. You know what I mean?
exactly.
If I wore it 1 week with black pants, next week I'd wear it with blue pants or some shit like that.
I'm gonna
You
tell
know
you
what
the
I mean?
concept. I got 3 solid colored suits, but I gotta
Hmm.
add some sports coats. So I'll change a different. I might buy a different pant or a different shoe or a different belt, but I wear the same colored shirt or 3 or 4 different shirts. And then
Hmm.
you can have I only got 3 suits,
Hmm.
but
And
like I
it's
said, I buy the sports coats because I can wear them with a lot more stuff. I can wear some with
Yes.
jeans, some with
Yep.
slacks, slack. So I got an ass full of ties, so you can make it look different.
Absolutely, because I watched the Steve Harvey video, right? And he's talking about, oh, all
The
you
five
need is
suits.
the three suits, black.
No,
I
the
can't
five
remember what other
suits. You say you need a black, a navy, a brown,
brown.
a beige, and a
Yeah,
gray.
yeah.
And
And then he
you
said you
get
switch
three
it
color
up, and
shirts. Three color shirts. You have 75 different combinations.
yeah.
You ain't lie, 'cause I put that to the test.
Oh, absolutely, it works. You know what I mean? 100%. And I don't have an issue with that. But
Can't find
you
it.
know, I couldn't
I
find it
think
either.
I sent it. I sent it directly to you on Messenger. I didn't save it on my feed.
Yeah, but it's not in my messenger though. And I know I watched the video because I seen it. It's the two black girls talking about the BBL, right?
Yeah. Let me see
Five
if I have
suits.
it
Yeah.
again.
I hate fake boobies. Booties? Me too. To be honest with you, Tony, me too.
I ain't gonna lie to you, man. One of my first calls as an investigator was the theft of somebody stolen some a fake booty out of the hair store. And I was like, when the manager told me, I was like, huh? Yes, sir. And he was like a Korean or Asian guy. He's like, yes, fake booty. I was like, what? They took one of the fake booties. I was like, what the hell is that? And he went and showed me, and it's shaped just like an ass, and the females can put it in their pants to make their existing ass look bigger. And I was like, I have never seen that shit before in my life.
I see what you're talking about, and I was just like, yeah, no. But yeah, here's the video that I found. Roberto sent it to me, so we're gonna play it.
Well, that's the guy off of what you call it.
He's dead, no?
Yeah,
No,
he passed away.
He did?
Yeah, he's dead. Yeah, he's
When?
dead. Like maybe a year ago.
I like him, man. He was good on
What's his
Vice.
name?
Yeah. I can't remember his name, but Google it, Danny. You'll see. The Wire.
The Wire. That's right.
Yeah, The Wire. So let's play this video. It's a 5-minute video. Let's listen to it. Hold on, let me pause that for a second. You know how long I had no idea what the fuck a BBL was? I used to see that shit all the time. I'm like, what the fuck is a BBL?
What is it?
Huh?
Brazilian butt lift.
Butt lift.
I've never heard of it.
Because Brazil originally was the transplant capital. People go there and get shit done for like $2,000, but high risk surgery.
Like big booty lesbian or something.
His name is Michael T. Williams.
Yeah, I just looked it up. They said 4 guys gave him an overdose or something. Shit.
Yeah. When did it happen, Danny? Like last year, right?
September 7th. Last year?
September 7th. Yeah, that's right.
Drug overdose. Damn.
Yeah. I liked him though. He was good.
And he was set. He had some good shows happening.
Absolutely. So let's
nice and snatched.
Searching for perfection. Searching for perfection.
What was that?
I said searching for perfection. That should be the headliner of this topic. Because I mean, it's not only the butt, it's the getting old, it's the boobs, it's the apps. You know, like you remember back in the day, those dating apps, women would put in pictures when they were, 10 years younger, and then the app provider would put in these regulations that they have to have a date of today, so you're showing who you really are. Now they have apps that you could beautify yourself beyond recognition. So, you meet somebody off of these images and then you meet them in person. You're not going to stay with them because they don't look like what they're posting. You feel shorted, like you thought you bought Levi's and you bought Love Eyes. You know what I mean? It's crazy, Nzo, and I see it more women oriented than men. Like, watch the average woman that takes a picture. They zoom in, zoom in, zoom in. the average woman. I'm not saying all women. The average woman
Mhm.
take pictures, and I'm talking older because the younger ones they don't really have any age things to be worried about right now. So the older women, they zoom in, they zoom in, they zoom in, and they look, and they're like, "Oh no, I have lines here and there, here and there." Either they use the app, or they go see the doctor and get the injection.
Botox.
Yeah, Botox is at an all-time high right now.
Mhm.
And when a man does it, he looks funny. He looks funny, man.
Yeah. Um, I hear
Sometimes
what
it
you're
depends on
saying.
your lifestyle.
Not
Yeah,
all women. Don't get
I
me
agree.
wrong. Not all women, but it's getting to be like to the point where it's like, what's going on? Why isn't
Oh.
anybody happy to age normal anymore?
I've been all over the world, Lonzo and
Mhm.
Roberto, and I haven't been to well, I've been to Canada, but not really like recreational. I drove truck, but um, American women, if they take care of themselves, they age nicely. I've seen some nice looking um 60, 70 years old. They may have been Canadians as well too. Maybe I just didn't know it, but like some nationalities, whatever you want to call them, like Hispanics, sometimes they don't age good. Um, Japanese women, I've been in Japan for a year, and the old ones, boy, like I said, I don't know if it's a lifestyle or some just don't age. And the same thing with men. So I mean, I think some of that is just how much you take care of yourself and
Yep,
Mhm.
how hard a life you have, and
yep.
staying in and out the sun. I can tell you, my wife used to go in the tanning bed all the time when we first got married when she was in her 30s. But shit, now she in 20 years she hadn't been in there. But like her cousin still goes there, and you can see a big difference. They only like a year apart.
Mhm. It's to me, it's like I think just some of these people are trying to hold on to their youth, right? Because
100%.
when you get older, you start to feel your mortality. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? Like like, hey man,
The way you're on the back end of it, boy. Cause
yeah, I don't know how much time I have left, but
yeah, in your 20 and 30s, you don't think about that. But man, now my 50s, I'm like, damn.
right, because I mean,
Statistic
women
wise, I
do
might be
that.
got 25 more years. I'm like, oh.
Men do other things. You know what I mean? Like we may not do the Botox and that, but and a lot of them do. Let's be real. Like those ones that can afford it, a lot of them do that shit too. Get rid of the wrinkles and shit in their eyes and all of that stuff. But they'll also, put just for men on their hair. You know what I mean? They'll put just for men to keep the gray from showing. So we all have done certain things to make ourselves look younger. Just want to say thank you for the $3 super chat, super sticker, K-Dots. Much appreciated. Always a pleasure. Women are taught by a younger age that our worth is primarily in their looks. Angela Bassett. What about Angela Bassett, Tony? Because I mean, Angela Bassett, I don't think
Natural
she's.
beauty.
Yeah, exactly. If I'd be lying if I said if I haven't seriously contemplated plastic surgery.
I just think it's just society right now is just so fixated on perfection. It's not necessarily that women weren't always, appearance wasn't always a main thing for women, but it was more the purse she carried, the shoes she's wearing, the clothes she's wearing. Now it's uh my eyes aren't perfectly round or my lips aren't big enough or if you have like a natural defect, then yes, you want to get surgery to fix it, by all means do it. But once it's almost like tattoos. Once they start, they just can't stop. You ever watch that show Botched? You're on
No,
mute.
yeah, sorry, no, I never seen it.
You could see like it's about these two doctors. I think they're in California. They just fix messed up plastic surgeries, right? But when you see the people, it's not so much that the surgery that they had messed up and why they're there. It's the amount of surgeries they've had. It's just like almost like how they say you get one tattoo, you can't stop.
Hmm.
Well, I think that's the same effect with plastic surgery.
To a
Once you
degree.
you see something and you start getting complimented, then you look at another imperfection you have. Oh, men it's implanting muscles,
To a degree.
implant chests, but it's not a craze where it's huge now. It's more the women right now, because again, women are more fixated on their looks than most men.
Yeah, I can agree with that. But I think there's a lot of men out there too that are starting to do these things too now, right? There's a lot of men
It's
that are,
starting, yeah, it is starting to hit
yeah.
the men industry. You're right, but
Hmm.
not on the same level. Because before, if a guy got his eyebrows done, you know where he was getting labeled right away.
Even Marilyn Manson had plastic surgery. I think for
Who?
me,
Marilyn Monroe.
Marilyn, oh, Marilyn Monroe. For some
Marilyn
reason, I said
Manson.
Manson.
That's
Yeah,
a,
but that's that rock singer. Yeah,
yeah.
but for some reason, and I fucking lost my train of thought, to be honest with you. God damn it. God damn it, I forgot. But at the end of the day, I really, you know, natural beauty is good. And oh, I would know what I was gonna say. Um, these people that get their plastic surgery, do you ever see what they look like when they get older? Look at little
Yeah.
Kim. Look at Joan
They're
Rivers.
horrible.
Hmm.
Awful, as Shaq
Hmm.
would say. Awful.
But you see, that's
You can only
because
pull your skin so much, man.
they want to stay in the spotlight. You know what I mean? And that's what I
They
was gonna
can't
say
accept
too.
their age.
A
You're
lot
right.
of it has to do with like celebrities. You know what I mean? I think that those are the ones that are really doing it more. With the people you're talking about, I think they just like to use these fucking stupid filters that you get whenever you take a picture. You know what I mean? Because you watch some of these pictures for some of these girls on like Facebook and you know that they're using the filter. Like you can tell, right? And it's just like, why bother do that, right? Why bother put this filter out there to make you
It's like
look
they don't
like.
have a conscience. Like people are gonna figure shit out. I just saw you yesterday. You didn't look like that, man.
But for me, some of them look good whether they do it or not.
Yes, but they still are not accepting the fact that they look good. Like you could even tell them they look good. It's a sickness, Anzo. It's a
Mm-hmm.
sickness.
Mm-hmm.
Searching for perfection. It's just not there. Somebody's gonna love you for who you
Yeah,
are, not what you want to be. It's who you are.
yeah, yeah, I agree. I agree with you 100%. We're gonna close it up soon, guys. I thank everybody for coming on.
Oh shit!
There's
I
just
didn't even see that. Nice.
yeah,
Good
because it
call,
was
bro.
it was tight. But there's one more thing I want to show though,
Go
and
ahead.
I just gotta find it because this is something that I think Roberto will be able to sink his teeth into. Fuck, I just
At
can't.
the end of the show,
Yeah, unfortunately, I just remembered it. I
huh?
just remembered it now. It won't be long. It's a short little clip, but when I seen it, I was like, okay, this is some bullshit.
Shifty,
The
I
only,
saw Sammy Sosa. I didn't even recognize him.
oh yeah,
Man, he's bad.
yeah. He looks like completely like a white person. Same with
Yeah,
little Kim.
he looks like a ghost.
Yeah, same with little Kim. Okay, so I can't find it on here, so I'm gonna have to send it up for next week, and basically because I gotta convert it so that I can show it on here. So we'll do it for next week. But basically, what it was those fresh and fit guys, right? And they also were with this other streamer, and they were talking about how men who have money don't smoke weed.
What the hell they smoking?
That's what I was saying. I'm like, what kind of bullshit are you talking about? Like, go look at some of these fucking rap artists who are making.
They need to realize that weed, drugs, alcohol transcend all social groups,
Yep.
all
Mhm,
races,
mhm.
sexes. And so that's the craziest shit I've ever heard. Maybe,
Stupidness,
maybe they
right?
don't smoke weed, but they damn sure if they partake in that as cocaine or whatever their choice of. But
Exactly, right? I remember watching fucking um
last time I checked,
basketball.
meth, red,
But
and Snoop. That's all them motherfuckers do.
facts.
And I'm
And the
sure they
amount
got
of money
money.
they make.
Snoop smokes everybody under the table. I saw him. He had a smoking competition with his nephew. His nephew almost died, man. Snoop just grabbed that spliff out of his hand and just kept poking and
Shit.
stoking and smoking.
Remember Cat Williams said, man, he ain't never been as high
Uh-huh.
when he was smoking with Snoop on a movie
A movie set,
Yeah, he
yeah.
was
movie set.
tripping.
He was like, how high we trying to get?
yeah. I definitely can't find it. So I'll have it for next week because I did save it on my phone. It's just I can't
No
do the
worries.
transferring, But we'll talk about that next week. Danny, thank you for coming on. Shout out your channel real quick, brother.
I'm Danny A.K. Comment Chat. You can find me Monday through Wednesday nights on Chaos Central, along with Alonzo, Chris Knight, Guy Scar, a few others, Elihu, and Saturday, hopefully, if things go right, we can do Square One episodes. A lot of things going in football now. Shit. I forgot who I played with, but he spanked my ass like a redhead stepchild this past.
You got 56 points. Anyone would have kicked your
I
ass.
think it was yeah, it was
56 points.
when
I got that with my quarterback.
when the quarterback scores a -1, what can you expect?
Well, I know
Facts.
you didn't expect him to score -1 when you put him in that early
Yeah,
Sunday
no.
morning.
All
All I know is
I done
some
got his
people
ass
gave up on
replaced.
some superstars really fast this
I
season.
got his ass replaced already.
You had what's his name from the Rams?
I got Russell Westbrook, my backup quarterback. He scored 33 points.
No, who had what's his name from the Rams?
Got golf?
Goff. Not
Not me.
Goff.
You
What's
talking
his
about
name? Who went from Detroit to the Rams?
Stafford. Matt Stafford.
Stafford. Somebody got rid of him and somebody picked him up.
What, me?
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Wasn't me
already
either.
on. So all I know, somebody gave up on that boy from Dallas who's playing for the Browns now, Mr. Cooper.
Mm.
That
I
would be
said,
me.
please, you're welcome in my house. Because Deshaun's going to come back in week 11, and I think Omari is going to be helping me out around then. That's a good investment, boy.
So what up, Sci-Fi Nation? Before we close out, I think this is what you're talking about, Mads. Let me show this real quick. Something funny still, but show this before we go. Let me play this.
Is this racist? Ouch.
Twix. What? Twix dark and Twix light or something?
Yeah, but if you look, the Twix dark one is bigger than the Twix white one.
Oh my God.
So he's asking if that's racist because they showed a longer black one and a small white one. Shit's hilarious. Roberto, where can they find you?
They can find me right here because Saturday seems to be a bitch right now. I don't know what's happening. I think maybe it's summer's almost over, so we're just trying to get in all of our outdoor events before that white stuff falls all over and we're stuck in the house again for another 6-7 months. So since COVID and all that stuff, you got to understand, man, getting out is like a blessing. So we're just taking advantage. Absolutely. But you will eventually find me on Square One with my two friends right here who brought me in on this YouTube venture. And, you can find me here every Wednesday with Nzo. Gave up on hockey to be here, man. So, I love this shit.
Absolutely, 100%.
I'm trying to figure why LB stopped coming.
Because of you, Danny.
Nah, he working. He working. At least that's what he telling me. I don't know. Maybe he don't want to mess with me no more. I have no idea. But yeah, he came on a couple weeks ago, and then I sent him to see if he wanted to come on last week. He said he's not home. He wasn't home. And then this week I never got a response. So he's probably working. And last thing I wanted to do while we close it out, I just want to play this video real quick. And I want to put in context of what we were talking about with Halle Berry and why I think she is the perfect person for the job.
I got one quick question.
Yeah, go ahead.
The Woman King, that comes out this Friday, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I want to see that.
Yes, sir. Me too. I was thinking about going this Friday or hmm, next weekend. I'm not sure yet. I just gotta.
And VIP, you reserve your shit, so you don't have to worry about anybody being in your seats.
Yeah. Same thing. With the AMC when I go there too.
Okay.
You don't have to. Yeah, you don't have to worry about anybody being in your seat. But yeah, we're gonna close it out with this. I just gotta find the video real quick. And Roberto's like, "Come on, hurry the fuck up, nigga. I gotta go to bed."
I thought all my young gave that shit away.
Okay, here we go. Let me just you on YouTube.
The better looking was Halle Berry. The better Catwoman was Michelle Pfeiffer.
Absolutely, absolutely. Hold on. I'm just queuing it up. Okay,
Dum, dum.
okay. So I got it here. I'm gonna queue it up, and this is the reason why I think she got the role. Now it's my own video because I did a video on it. So if you want to go on my channel, you can go on my channel and find it. Um, but yeah, is that they actually picked the best person for the part. So I'm gonna play this, and I just want you guys to listen to this voice and this song, and let me know what you think. So just listen, tell me what you guys think.
For you I was afraid. Life is a losing game. Fight a story fire as you can. Love is a losing game. One I wish I never played. Oh, what a mess we made. And now the final frame. Love is a losing game.
Hmm.
I'm
And
gonna,
that, yeah,
yeah.
go ahead.
Like if you watch Cobra Kai, and
Mm-hmm.
when old boy bought the referee and was cheating, and then they
Mm-hmm.
call a timeout and said, make it so deniable that he can't cheat.
Yeah, yeah.
So that's what when that woman when that I feel like when that girl went there and she sung in front of those cast directors, they ain't had no other choice but to do it.
Facts, 100%. When I heard that song, and that was like almost a year ago. I can't remember when I did that video. Yo, I was like, yo, this yo, this is bad. I had no idea
Mm-hmm.
who she was, and I was like, this is bad. She can
Mm-hmm.
fucking sing, and I'm excited
Yep.
to see what she does with Ariel. I'm excited to see it.
Yep. We'll see.
And a lot of people in here saying voice is amazing too as well. Absolutely. But with that being said, guys, peace, love, and hair grease. We'll see you on the next one. Now I gotta go and try and fucking grind this 2K shit before I go to bed. And if you've seen the stream that I did before I came on here, I won one fucking game out of like 10. So let's see. But with that being said, peace, love, and hair grease. See you on the next one. Love you guys. Danny, thank you for popping in. Chillmonger, thank you for popping in. Peace.
Peace.
greatest trick the devil ever pulled was convincing the world he didn't exist.